Thank you very much. So hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. So I'm a strategic planner and trend hunter at Team Creative. And I'm very happy to represent my agency today and this year at SIAL. At Team Creative, we keep telling people that we are born from design, as our two founders are designers. And we are all co-workers conscious of how design can change the world for more than 36 years now. We are very proud to be B Corp certified for more than 1 year now. And that's because we are a 36 years old design agency that we think it is our responsibility to play a significant role in designing a beautiful tomorrow. By helping our clients and partners moving from sustainability statements into more decisive strategies and action that improve sustainability metrics while growing brands and businesses. So today, we're going to talk about hacking packaging for a cleaner future. In 2019, packaging waste generated was estimated around 178 kilograms per inhabitant in Europe. That is huge, and it continues to increase every year. That's why the same question is on all lips today. How do we stop endless streams of packaging waste from polluting our planet? This is a big change. Under pressure from consumers and industry bodies to become more eco-aligned, but also with material scarcity and also rising prices, as you say, it's undeniable that change is necessary. And this change of mindset marked the beginning of a brand new era. Leader brands are now pouring millions of dollars into cleaner production, into also carbon neutrality commitments, but infrastructure improvement, and of course, sustainable packaging developments. That's why we can say we are facing a real packaging revolution. And I am not the only one to tell that, because yesterday, Fabrice Pelletier was here and he said the same thing. The packaging industry is looking for commercially viable solutions which boost efficiency and reduce reliance on plastic while offering an elevated user experience. And this packaging revolution is multifaceted. First, it begins with regulatory framework. Some governments, like the French one, have introduced new laws banning a significant number of single-use plastic, and it has generated a lot of public and local media discourse, but also FMCG major brand efforts. We can't talk about the packaging revolution without talking about recycling. We are seeing super solutions for the future that are popping up. For example, some processes that are helping to identify different kind of plastic with QR codes that are invisible to the eye, but of course visible for the cameras. Also, we have like this hydro PRS system. We think that unrecyclable plastic will be a thing of the past in the next coming years. And you can see easier solutions, simple solutions with mono material packaging or separated material packaging that help enhance the process of recycling without downgrading the materials. So very, very interesting. And then you also have some kind of apps that help the consumer to know more about recycling. The refill revolution is also underway, with a lot of brands investing in return, reuse, and re-enjoy systems for every kind of consumer goods. It adds value to the experience through cost saving, of course, for your clients, but also with covetable design pieces like this amazing dispenser from Happier. It will instill brand loyalty for your new consumers and also a more ecological practice. Also, we can talk about reduction of materials. Fighting wastefulness doesn't mean that aesthetics and performance need to be compromised. These designs are marrying user-friendliness, but also concentrated efficiency and good looks with sustainability. So very important. And then we know that there is a renewal in terms of resources. Designers are continuing to forage natural resources for better material solutions. For example, they look for seaweed, but also for mushrooms and agar. And in the next coming year, they will make unrecyclable plastic a thing of the past, and they will reduce our dependence on petroleum. But for that, they need to do bold leaps using biomaterials because they need to be viably commercial and aesthetically pleasing and also texturally diverse to please our consumers. Composting. Composting is not so straightforward because there is a misconception today about compostability that lead consumers to believe that they are behaving more sustainably than they are. Only 22% of consumers are aware that compostable packaging needs industrial facility to break down, while 69% of consumers, they wrongly think that it can naturally disappear in the dirt. That is not true today. But for this to happen, materials are becoming home compostable, and they must fully decompose within 28 weeks to be certified as such. Also, water-soluble packs are also hold promise, more specifically for the personal care category, but for the food category, edible packaging that keep material out of waste bins is a good solution. And it's a growing market projected to be worth around $2 billion by 2030. So interesting solution for the future too. But every revolution has its dark side, and ours is greenwashing. A lot of different companies have a communication and marketing strategy that consists in putting forward ecological arguments in order to forge ecologically responsible image to their clients. But sometimes it's not so true. But what is true is that it's completely insane today, because yesterday packaging was selling brands, but today brands are selling packaging. But consumers are no longer fooled by brands. Over 50% of consumers agree that all companies only care about profits, and eco claims are just another marketing tool. The reality check is not so brilliant because 62% of people try to buy eco-friendly packaging, but only 24% of people are regularly doing it. Why? Is this normal? Because we are all good consumers. We are all aware of the endangered climate. The majority of people still have good intentions. But these same consumers, when it comes to packaging, it looks for convenience, it looks for security, information, sometimes aestheticism, and price. There is an evidence to suggest that the economic struggles today making it harder to act more sustainably. This cognitive dissonance is totally normal. Why? Because packaging is not only a bad thing. Its main functions make it necessary, because its first function is protection, but also transportation, visibility for your brands, but also visibility for your consumers, because it needs to find you at shelves, also storage at home, and then convenience for your everyday life. So without packaging, we wouldn't be able to have access to some products. For example, you can forget your chocolate every day if you don't have your packaging. So before becoming rubbish, packaging is before anything else very helpful. So what we can say is that ideal packaging today doesn't exist. There's a lot of new solutions that are improving, but the consumer today is not ready to have a packaging just because it's sustainable. So ideal packaging doesn't exist, as much as zero packaging doesn't exist either. Because even if you don't see it in a bulk food store, for example, how do you think your food is delivered? That's why our mission today is not to design ideal packaging, but to design fair packaging for a cleaner future. What is a fair packaging? Fair packaging, it doesn't uphold the extremes. It is fair for people and brands, of course, with a positive impact, offering necessary functions to make everyone to be able to access the products or chocolate with serenity and security. And then it is fair for the planet with the least negative impact by being sober in terms of energy, also raw material productions, minimizing waste generation, and banishing unnecessary things. So how to make it real? First solution can be fair branding. What is fair branding? Some of us, like other agencies, like royalties, for example, are calling this new approach eco-branding, but we prefer calling it fair branding as it's our purpose for today. But this brand design process still has to achieve these three main objectives. First, visual performance, of course, to create recognition for your brand. Then ecological performance, we are here for that today, to limit the environmental impacts. And then economic performance, very important, to control production costs. Here, this is a system we use to design a fair branding for our clients. And there are 5 levers today and many to come, I think. First, logotypes, then color, typography, structure, and UI. For example, we transform your logotype to be more ecological and economical without changing the essence of your brand. You need to be recognized. So by, for example, liberating the Bjorg logo, we are limiting the use of ink, and that can save millions on a global production. Also, we select colors that minimize the amount of ink need for printing. They do not exceed a total ink coverage of 100%. Maybe some of you don't know that some colors are exceeding the total amount of ink, so that can be interesting. For example, it's very close, but with less ink. In terms of typography, we choose a typography according to its letter surface, and also we limit the letter spacing to save ink, but also paper, so it can be interesting for some more corporate brands. Sorry. And then, in terms of structure, we develop a structure that reduces the ink of coverage. For example, the Ein structure is very powerful, and today they are launching a new paper bottle. This is a better material solution, but having a better material solution without the benefit of this powerful structure that brings white on your packaging is a total nonsense. So you need to be consistent. If you do a better material solution, be also sustainable in terms of branding. Then we think UI branding in digital in negative to reduce server space, but also limit energy consumption and preserve your battery life, because the darker you are, the more you save energy. So it can be interesting to think your logotypes and every brand assets in negative. So for example, Paris 2024 or Bondwell are doing it on their website sometimes. So to conclude, we think that fair branding changed the way we design brand to make a cleaner future. Of course, it's the first step change, but what is interesting to know is that it do not ask you millions of dollars to do that. So it's the first step, so do it. And if you want to do it, of course, you want to do more, and if you want to learn more solutions, because I just showed you the first one, feel free to contact us, Team CREATIF. Thank you.